What's up, everyone, and welcome back to HBCU Game Day. It is playoff season, and the Benedict College Tigers are off their bye week, and they will face Lenoir Rhyne in the second round of the Division II playoffs. We are here to break it all down. I am Symone Stanley. He is Sly, the sports guy. How you doing, Sylvester?
I'm doing great. I am doing great.
So it's Lenoir Rhyne. We know the matchup. The Tigers know the matchup. What are you seeing first in Lenoir?
Well, I'm ready for this game, and apparently Lenoir Rhyne, they're ready too. They're coming in this game hot, and they're coming in this game with a hot quarterback, Sean White. Sean White, he was hurt a little bit earlier during the season, sat out a couple of games. Jalen Ferguson was his backup. He came in, did great for Lenoir Rhyne, but now Sean White, he's coming off of a record-setting performance last week against Shepherd. Threw for 390-something yards, 5 touchdowns, rushed for 2. The week before against Tusculum in the SAC championship, he threw for 300 yards and another 5 touchdowns in the air. So he's coming in here white hot, ready to go. Lenoir Rhyne, they're 11-1, but they have a great rushing attack. Rushing attack led by Dwayne McGee. I want to make sure I said that name right. Dwayne McGee. Kid rushed for 1,100 yards. He's SAC first team all conference. Team is stacked, man. They're stacked on offense. On defense, they're the number 2 ranked defense in the nation, only giving up 10.5 points a game. 10.5 points a game. You know who they're behind in the nation? They're behind Benedict Tigers, but they are stacked on defense. They got a local kid from the Atlanta, Georgia area, John Ross May. I love people with 3 names. 3 names, man. Usually serial killers have 3 names.
Is that true?
That is very John Wayne Gacy.
Ted Bundy?
Ted, he might got away. It's exception to every rule. But this kid May, local kid from Johns Creek, sideline to sideline linebacker. You know, I'm an old linebacker. I'm a linebackers coach. I used to play linebacker. So I love it when a kid goes sideline to sideline, and he's one of those guys you got to watch out for on their defense, man. They're a tough team. They're a tough team, and they're ready for Benedict.
You sound scared.
Hey, man, you know, here's the thing. I'm not playing. I'm gonna be in the booth. I'm gonna be in the booth. So
How about this? You sound scared for Benedict. They're a tough team. They hot. They tough.
Well, you got to tell the truth.
Facts.
You got to tell the truth. Lenoir Rhyne, they are a good team, and they are I don't want to say a powerhouse, but they're a recently successful team. I think I know they've been playing football like 100 years. They've been playing football for over 100 years. But I want to say probably since the early 2010s is when they first started making the playoffs. And I know they made the playoffs about 7 times. I want to say the last 10, 12 years, maybe 12 years, they made the playoffs 7 times. So they've had success recently, what I would like to say, for me recently, because I'm old. For you, that's long time.
You say all this, like the people on the camera, I'm sure they could not guess your age.
Well, hey, the people know me.
You're always hinting at it.
Hey, I'm 44. I am 44.
That's not even old.
Hey,
That's the 2023 31.
Hey, I like to believe that. My knees don't believe that, but I like to believe that. I think I'm a young man, but yeah, man. So they've had some what I would say recent success with football, making it to the playoffs. So they're a little bit more trained, a little bit more seasoned. They know what to do come playoff time, and Benedict's rather new. Their coach, great coach, Coach Jacobs, Mike Jacobs, head coach. As a matter of fact, he was just the conference coach of the year. He was the coach of the year in the South Atlantic Conference. I got to make sure I say SAC instead of SIAC. I've been saying SIAC for so long now, so I got to make sure it's SAC. But he was the coach of the year in that conference, so he's ready. So it's actually going to be a great matchup because you're going to have 2 coach of the year matchups going on. And so, and you have all that for Lenoir Rhyne, and then the home team, Benedict Tigers, they got the bye off of going undefeated, second year in a row. They're 11-0. went undefeated in the SIAC, won their conference championship game in blowout fashion. And we've been calling Benedict all year. I've been calling quite a few of Benedict games. I got to see them quite a few times. And everything about Benedict is their defense. Their defense is so strong. That front four, one thing I love about Benedict, that front four, they apply so much pressure between the Conference Player of the Year, Lobert Danellis. I had to say that right. And
somebody got on you about that?
Somebody got on me about
Miss
that.
Danellis.
One of the Danellises got on me. One of the Danellises got on me. I need to find out where does Lobert come from?
Especially when you have two O's.
Yeah, two O's. We need Lubert. I'm sorry, Lubert. Where does Lubert come from? We need to.
Wait, now I'm confused. Is Lubert or Lobert?
It's Lubert.
Because he was over here talking about some Lobert. I could have sworn it's Lubert.
Well, it might be, depends on who you ask.
So you got the last name right now.
I got the last.
You messing up.
I got the last name right. And since I'm calling this game, I might need to get both of them.
You need to go back
right.
and practice.
I need to practice. I need to get ready. Instead of picking out my outfit, I need to get my pronunciation guide. Coach, Dennis Switzer, he's the SID for Benedict. I'm gonna have to ask him to give me a pronunciation guide for the game. But anyway, man, Benedict's defensive line and their defensive front. Benedict is averaging, they're number one defense in the nation. They're giving up 8.5 points a game. And what they do with that front four, they get so much pressure up front. With just those front four rushing. It's going to be a lot of pressure that Sean White probably hasn't seen all year long. I might be jumping ship going a little bit too early.
Well, before you jump
go ahead.
The ship, you mentioned earlier, I thought I was going to be able to, mention this earlier, that, ship was going.
Once I get started, man, it's hard for me to stop once I get started talking now.
You mentioned all the Georgia talent that Lenoir Rhyne has on their roster. Mm-hmm. And we know Benedict, being in South Carolina, they have a lot of Georgia talent. A lot of their stars are from Georgia. So that's going to be interesting, because a lot of these guys probably played together and against each other in high school. So it's going to be a little chirping on the field. We like that.
It'll be a little chirping. You look up and down this lineup, you have quite a few Georgia kids and quite a few Florida kids up and down these lineups. So you've seen kids. So these kids have been playing against each other since high school. They know each other and they know each other well. So, you got a lot of hometown bragging rights going on in this game. This is a big-time game. It's a big-time environment, big-time game.
So Benedict, the number one defense. Lenoir Rhyne, the number two defense. We know this is going to be a defensive clash.
Yes.
But Benedict has been an offensive powerhouse in the SIAC. Not only are they getting stops, they're scoring. Taking advantage of all those stops that they're getting. The offense is moving down the field, averaging about 40 points per game.
Yep, 40 points a game, 42 a game. That's what the offense is averaging.
Can you see that offense breaking through against Lenoir Rhyne?
Well, here's the thing. I think everything for Benedict, you have to establish the run first. You want to run at Lenoir Rhyne. You want to kind of catch them off guard, because what Lenoir Rhyne did earlier in the year, they played Barton College. Barton College has a kid named Jordan Terrell. Jordan Terrell rushed for like 1,600 yards the past 2 years. I think this year he might be around 1,500. They held Jordan Terrell to 44 yards. Tough defense. They held him to 44 yards. So what Benedict needs to do, Benedict needs to establish the run and establish the run early. And now you have Duhart is their workhorse. And Zaire Scotland, he was hurt a lot of the year, but he got that week off. He didn't play a lot in the championship game, but he did get some reps in the championship game. So now you have their thunder and lightning combination, both of those guys back, and they should be ready to go for this second-round playoff game. And that's something that Benedict needs to do. They need to establish the run, and then once they establish the run, Aeneas Dennis, the quarterback who did not make all conference.
All right.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Let me say something. If you have not checked out the HBCU Gameday SIAC Awards snubs video, go to that video, then come back here, because Sylvester, Sly, the sports guy Williams, had a lot to say about the postseason awards.
A lot to say about those snubs. He was one of them. He was one of the ones who was snubbed. But what he does, man, he's such a he runs that offense so well. He runs the offense. He utilizes that play fake, a little bit of the play action. You know, he makes great passes and he makes great decisions. He is a great decision maker at quarterback. He doesn't force a lot of things in there. You can tell he's a grad senior. You can tell he's been playing this game and been playing on a high level for a while. And see, that's what you would want out of him. You would want him to take advantage of that secondary from Lenoir Rhyne. A lot of the teams in the SAC like to run the ball. It's a run-heavy conference. The SIAC has become kind of a pass-heavy conference. So now you're going to see kind of a passing attack that Lenoir Rhyne isn't used to seeing. You're going to see a different type of passing attack. And I think that's what Dennis is going to bring to the table. He has really capable receivers on the outside, two really good ones on the outside, and then he has the young freshman Caden High in the slot, and he's an explosive kid. And I think this Caden High, you know, this is my prediction for down the road for Caden High. If he sticks around Benedict, he stays at Benedict for all 4 years, I truly believe he'll go down as the all-time leading receiver at Benedict if Caden High stays there for 4 years, because he had 50 catches as a freshman. Benedict hadn't been a team that thrown the ball a lot historically, so I don't know if the bar is that high anyway, but he is just really, really explosive young man. If he stays there for 4 years, I think he'll be the all-time leading receiver at Benedict. But that's not this week. That's later down the line.
He could break a record this week.
He very possibly well could. He very possibly well could. But that's what you would expect out of Benedict on offense. You want them to take advantage. Now Lenoir Rhyne has a great pass rusher. That first team all conference, Andre Jefferson, first team all conference young man had, let me see, I want to make sure I got it right. He had 8 sacks, 15.5 tackles for a loss. So here's a man who's getting in the backfield. He's causing problems. He's causing disruption. And he's first team all conference. So, hey, that's no slouch for what this young man is doing. So that defensive front, they're not soft. They're not soft over there. The Bears' defensive front isn't soft. So it's going to be a really good matchup on Benedict's offense. But I will give Benedict's offense a slight edge over Lenoir Rhyne's defense. Now, you flip it over. Go to the other side of the ball. Benedict's defense is great. It is no ifs, ands, or buts to it. They are great. They have Hayward is a legit NFL prospect at cornerback. Kid stands at about 6'2", maybe 6'3" on his best day. Lockdown cornerback. He runs a 4.4. He is actually NFL scouts have been coming to Benedict's practice all season long. They've been coming all season long, and that's why they've been coming. But he's the one that the NFL scouts come from in that secondary. But the leader in that secondary is Agent Zero, kid by the name of Kilpatrick, Florida kid. Love him, mouth full of goals. Gotta love it.
Oh, that's the one you brought over in the postseason game.
Yes.
You could have gave me a trigger warning for that. So me and Sly are at the SIAC championship game. I'm doing my post-game stand-up. Shout out to everyone who watched that video on HBCU Game Day. And Sly is like, I'm going to grab a player for you. He brings Kilpatrick. Kilpatrick starts smiling. All this gold blinded me. I couldn't focus on the interview. All that gold was
a $1 billion smile, I'll tell you. But what I love about him, he's the guy I want with me. If I'm starting the defense, I want that kid with me. He plays, every defense calls it something different. He's the nickel back, he's the spur corner or whatever you want to call it. I call him the enforcer. I don't know what Benedict calls him, but I call him the enforcer. And what he does, he covers well, but he'll come up in the alley and he'll lay the wood on somebody too. So, he's that guy. And, from the outside looking in, to me, he seems like the leader in the secondary. And that's what he's going to need. He's going to need to be. And we have to, once you break down, I don't want to get too much coaches X's and O's and technique with the public, but
so you calling us what, simple?
Well, no, I mean, it can get complicated because that defense they play a 4-2-5 defense. That's 4 down linemen, 2 linebackers, and five DBs. Mm-hmm. And what he does, I'm not sure. I think Kilpatrick sets the strength of the defense. If it's the run strength is to the left, I think he may be to the right. I'm not quite sure their defensive game plan, what Coach O'Daffer does, but he's going to have to be huge because Lenoir Rhyne's going to run the ball. They are going to run the ball, and so he has to be huge coming up and stopping that run. One thing about Benedict, they rely on their front 4 because they rotate about 8 players. They rotate about 8 players on that front line, and the second line is almost as good as the first line. They're going to get pressure. They're going to control that line of scrimmage. Now, here's the thing. Benedict hasn't seen a rushing attack like Lenoir Rhyne all year. The best rushing attack that Benedict has probably seen is Fort Valley, and they beat the draws off Fort Valley. They beat them like they stole something, like somebody at Fort Valley owed them money. That's how they beat them, And so, but that may have been the best rushing attack that Benedict's seen. But Lenoir Rhyne is a lot better rushing team than Fort Valley. So it'll be real interesting to see how Benedict's defense, steps up against Lenoir Rhyne's offense. Now, I do give more than a slight edge to Benedict on the defensive side against Lenoir Rhyne's offense. And here's the thing. Benedict defense has been known to be punishing. They hit quarterbacks, and you're going to bring in your second quarterback when you play Benedict because Benedict hits you.
So you're saying they're not bringing in a second quarterback to, disguise, switch it up, or, throw the defense off. They're bringing it in because he's sore.
They're bringing it in because he's sore. He's not even sore. He can't afford the R&E. He's sore. He's sore.
He hurting.
He hurting. But see, here's the thing about Lenoir Rhyne. Lenoir Rhyne, their backup quarterback, Ferguson. Ferguson played, I think it was a stretch of about 4 games during the middle of the year and was putting up great numbers. The backup quarterback is actually the leading passer on the team. He has more yards than the starting quarterback.
Wait, hold on. Is that because they're running the ball so much?
Well, Ferguson threw for 1,400 and White threw for 1,300. So, and I think that's because White got hurt. I think.
Oh, okay.
I think White got hurt. I know it's like 4 games he didn't play. Okay. So.
He's experienced.
Yeah, he's experienced. White is a junior. He's a junior. Ferguson is a sophomore. I know White started all of last year, and I think his freshman year he got hurt. I think his freshman year, and I think he only played like 1 or 2 games his freshman year. But even if White goes out the game, they have a capable backup who will come in the game for Lenoir Rhyne. So should be great. Should be great.
So a long time ago, Sly, you said you didn't want to get too ahead of the ship. Did you say everything you want to say on that ship, or we got to go steer the boat around and get back?
Well, that's what I think. I think that's one of the things I was talking about. I think because I'm gonna keep talking, and I'm gonna get there because I like to talk. So I'm gonna get there because I talk a lot. But it's just those matchups. It's those matchups that I like to see. And another great matchup too. I don't want to leave this one off. Special teams. It's offense, defense, and special teams. They are 3 equal parts of the game. Now, Benedict, they have a great all-around kicker, Picarillo. Picarillo.
Kickarillo.
Kickarillo. He should be Kickarillo. But what he does, though, he's the kicker. He doesn't kick off. He doesn't do kickoffs. The young kid from McEachin does the kickoffs. I can't remember his name. But he kicks the extra points, field goals, and he punts also. Now, here's the thing. He's going to be punting to a guy, and I want to get his name right, Dearee, and I'm not sure if I pronounced this right.
Are you sure it's not Darian?
No, it is Dearee Rogers.
Dearee?
DE capital A Somebody let me know. It's D-R-E. I'm going to have to, I do my call with the SIDs and the head coaches later on during the week. So I'll talk to them and I'll get the proper.
His mom going to be in the chat.
Somebody from the Rogers family, let me know.
Just call him Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers. Well, here's the thing about Mr. Rogers. He took 3 punts back to the house. He's took 3 of them back to the house. He is a return specialist. He's one of those guys, electrifying. He plays wide receiver. I think he had two 100-yard receiving games at wide receiver. So he's an electrifying guy at wide receiver. But punt return, they make a concerted effort to make sure this guy gets that offense in great field positions, and that's what he does. He is a dangerous return guy. So here's the thing about Benedict. Benedict does that rugby-style kick. They do kind of that running punt when they punt. So with a guy like that, you're not going to get that super hang time and hope your guys get down there to cover. So you're going to hit that rugby style. You want it to bounce. You want it to roll. If he's one of those guys who lives life on the edge and he wants to catch it off that roll, he can be super dangerous. He's already took 3 back to the house. Oh, hey, it's going to be a good one.
You got me excited for this game.
I'm ready, man. I'm ready. So it's a 1 o'clock kickoff.
You're calling the game?
I'm calling the game.
Okay. So you need to get these. You need to get DeRay right. You need to get these names.
I got to get these names right. I got to get. But once again, this is another one of my problems that I have. It's a 1 o'clock kickoff.
You worried about your turtlenecks in your Morris Chestnuts outfit?
Well, no. The 1 o'clock kickoff. We're gonna talk about the fashion choice a little bit. We're gonna get to that one. Last time I was at Benedict, I had on the houndstooth jacket. The houndstooth. I was clean. My mama said I looked good. I was clean. But the 1 o'clock kickoff takes away my favorite pastime. I am the official SIAC tailgate taste tester. That's a lot of T's. I am the official SIAC tailgate taste tester. That is my title. One of my titles. One of the many hats that I wear. But when you have a 1 o'clock kickoff, you don't really get the full tailgate experience at 1 o'clock, whereas it's a 4 o'clock kickoff. I got to be ready. I got to be on set. I'm doing a pregame show, Black College Sports Network, doing a pregame show. So I got to be in the press box around 11:30.
Practicing those names.
Yeah, practicing these names. So, but all you tailgaters out there at Benedict, hey, let me know. Tweet me. Tweet Sly the Sports Guy. Tweet me. Let me know where I need to tailgate. Bring a plate to the press box. I'm here. I will be there. I will let you know, and I'll definitely give you a shout out on air. They bring me a plate during the game. I'll definitely give them a shout out. There's my hey, bring the food. Bring the and I'm from the South.
Barbecue.
Bring the barbecue. I'm from the South. I have nothing wrong. I have nothing against the pig. So if you want to bring some pork, hey, I will take that also. Make sure you bring it to me. Make sure you have it for me. I'll be ready. I'm ready for this one.
It sounds like it.
All I got to do is figure out what outfit am I going to go.
No, all you have to do is figure out how to pronounce these names.
That'll come. You just say numbers. I'll just say numbers if I don't get the name
Rogers.
Right. Rogers. I got Rogers. I won't call him by his first name. But now I just got to figure out the outfit. I got to figure out, am I going to full suit? Am I going to sports coat? I don't know yet.
We're going to see. We're going to see on Saturday.
I did sports coat 2 weeks ago at Benedict. Well, we'll see.
So in conclusion, we talked about a lot. You do a great job breaking this down. You gave a slight edge to Benedict's offense because they had that passing attack that they don't usually see in the SAC. Mm-hmm. You gave a big edge to Benedict's defense.
Yes.
It's Agent Zero, Kilpatrick, mouthful of gold who y'all need to keep an eye on amongst plenty of other great defenders on Benedict's defense. Did I summarize correct?
Yes.
Okay, see, I was listening. I didn't tell you.
There you go. You got for special teams, though.
Rogers.
I gave
the big edge to
the
Lenoir Rhyne.
Lenoir Rhyne in special teams.
And Rogers.
Roger got to watch out for this kid. He's electrifying.
All right. Well, Benedict got 2 pluses. Now, one big edge Benedict can have is that home crowd. Now, Sly, you're passionate about food. We get that.
I get it.
You're passionate about your outfits.
I am.
But you're also passionate about your hometown.
My hometown.
Columbia. Home of the Benedict College Tigers. And the fans. Let the world know what you want to see on Saturday that you didn't see last year.
Hey, look, this is right here. There you go. You got it lined up for me right. Here we go. Look here. Last year at the conference championship game, Benedict had a very disappointing crowd. At the second round playoff, it was just as disappointing of a crowd of Benedict Tigers that showed up to support that team. Now, this is a team that's been undefeated 2 years in a row. This is a team coached by Coach Berry, who have multiple academic all-conference players as well as athletic all-conference players. This is a team that has been doing it on the field and off the field, and you did not show up for them. You did not show up and support the Benedict Tigers the way you were supposed to support the Benedict Tigers. So this Saturday, I'm putting a challenge out to all you Benedict Tigers. I'm putting a challenge out to all you HBCU fans that you need to be in Columbia, South Carolina. You need to be at the Chuck, not in the parking lot. I need you in the stadium. The Chuck holds about 10,000 people. I need that thing jam-packed in purple and gold. Purple and gold, it needs to be jam-packed. It needs to look like a doggone Omega Sci-Fi convention. It's that much purple and gold there. I'm talking about everybody needs to be there in purple and gold. And I know I'm going to upset a couple of people with this, but I don't want to see you in crimson and white. I don't want to see you in red and black. I don't want to see you in black and gold and royal blue and gold. I don't want to see you in any of those things. I know you love your fraternities and I know you love your sororities, but you need to be out there in a Benedict shirt. I don't care if you wearing a Benedict shirt. You might can put AKA on it, but it better have purple and gold on it just for one day. Benedict, you need to get out there and support your team. Support your squad this Saturday because you need to be that 12th man. That crowd needs to be that 12th man. Benedict, you have the best football team in the conference, and you probably have the best band in the conference. I'm going to step out on a ledge and say that. Central State, don't get mad at me. I'm going to step out on a ledge and say the Band of Distinction may be the best band in the conference. So now I need you to have the best fans in the conference come Saturday when you play Lenoir Rhyne.
Child, and the church said amen, amen, and amen.
There you go.
Y'all, that is your Division II Benedict College versus Lenoir Rhyne breakdown. It don't get any better than that, Pastor. You gonna pat the head?
Hey,
you gonna pat your head? You
my
sweating?
Cash App is, go ahead. Send Cash App donations. What is my Cash App?
Get here.
Go. $SLYDOG 49. There you go. 49. Send it on up. $SLYDOG 49. There you go.
Go ahead and submit your tithes after that speech. We needed that. But y'all, we appreciate y'all for rocking with us. This is HBCU Game Day. He is Sly, the sports guy, a.k.a. Pastor Sly, a.k.a. Mr. Put It On Saturdays for the Benedict games, a.k.a. Taste Tester Supreme.
Official tailgate taste tester.
And I'm Symone Stanley. Thank you guys so much for rocking with us. Until we talk to you guys next time. Bye.